In our very first episode in 2010, way back in January, we brought you what we thought were going to be the biggest stories and trends of the year. Last week we touched base with Renee Fagnan on the F1 coming back to Montreal. Matt has definitely proven beyond the shadow of any doubt that subcompacts are indeed invading. Many of our fresh ideas have involved the green movement, and we are actually brewing a tale about engine downsizing that will be touched on in this very episode. But right now, the spotlight is on social media. Not too long ago, we talked to Scion about the fact that their pre-Canadian launch parties were being promoted exclusively through Facebook and Twitter. And manufacturers like GM are integrating community involvement as part of their marketing strategy. Now, take a look at Jeep. They decided that to relaunch the Wrangler Islander brand, they would do it exclusively through a contest, accessible only through Twitter. In your words, Mike, can you define for me what the Tiki Hunt contest is?
Yeah, for sure. It does two things for us. Firstly, it's an absolute great way for us to talk about our new Jeep Wrangler Islander, which is just hitting our showrooms in the US. But more importantly, it's a good way for us to connect to our customers using some social media. We use Twitter for this, and it more than doubled our Twitter followers, which is great. And the reason that's good for us is the average age of those followers and the demographics is very different to the customers that buy our vehicles. So it gives us a chance to reach out and connect to those people that we wouldn't normally do so. So it was a great way for us to do two things in a very Jeep way. I mean, this is all about adventure and spirit of freedom, and what you saw this morning I think was a good example of that.
Jeep asked its community 5 trivia questions regarding the brand, and the first person to tweet in the correct answer qualified. The 5 lucky contestants were flown into New York City to search for a hidden golden tiki in a huge sandbox. Find the tiki, win an Islander.
We get great feedback from our followers on Twitter or from our fans on Facebook, and that helps us when we think about the future and the things that we're trying to do. It's a good opportunity to have that two-way dialogue.
Come on, dig boys, dig! It's got to be in there somewhere. Joel, what are you holding?
I am holding the golden tiki that won me the keys to this Jeep Wrangler Islander edition right here.
Tell me what was going on for you when you were inside the sandbox, because honestly it was a pretty feverish mix going on. The contest went on a little longer than I think people were anticipating. Were you ready to give up?
Every once in a while the thought ran through my head, but then I looked back and I saw this and I was like, I gotta keep digging, I have to find that tiki.
So are you going to tweet about this now?
I'm waiting to go back inside to grab my iPhone so I can tweet that I want it. This is amazing.
The Wrangler Islander is a really special package. It brings together a number of combinations of fabrics and colors that we used to use 20 years ago, and it really is an expression of the fun that Wrangler can give you. This one's focused more on the sand and on the beach, and it'll be followed up later this year with Wrangler Mountain, which is more off-road and mountain edition. So it's a great way for us to keep the vehicle going, and it's selling very strongly so far this year.
Now, you mentioned earlier today there is phase 2 of this contest. Phase 1 was only accessible through Twitter, and now what's going on?
Well, phase 2 is opened up to a broader audience. Firstly, over the next 5 to 6 weeks, we'll be posting some clues on JeepTikiHunt.com, and they'll be repeated both on Twitter as well as on our Facebook page. And that enables people to look at the clues and find the location of 3 more tikis that will be buried around the US. And the people who find those will also be winners of a new Jeep Wrangler Islander.